there's no space for you in this industry. I'm just gonna say it again. There's no more room for another photographer in this industry. And I bet you never took me as the guy to come on here and say that. Hear me out now. Hear me out now before we jump to any conclusions. This is a good thing. Whenever you talk about your dreams of being a photographer, basically taking on any position in the fashion art world, yada, this is what you hear commonly. There's no more space. It's too saturated. You know, what are you gonna really bring here that somebody else isn't already doing or bringing? I know that we like to think that we're gonna show up and change everything and just like bring this new style it's never been seen before, etc., etc. But the thing is, when you come into this industry, you shouldn't be thinking the goal is, you know, to find a seat at the table. The goal for you is to create your own seat at the table, to build that boy up like you're the carpenter. You feel me? You don't want to just pull up a chair or take somebody else's. You want to build your own chair in a position that previously didn't really even exist. When I first started and people would ask me, yo Gabe, like, you know, where do you see yourself? Like, what do you see yourself? What's your deal? What type of photographer do you want to be? And I'm just like, listen, I don't have it all figured out. I don't know exactly where I want to be in a couple years, all this stuff, but what I do know is I want to be like this cool photographer who like is respected for his work, but at the forefront, but is also this like cool hip guy who like, he has his own image as well. And I remember vividly, you know, people telling me, yo Gabe, you're not Steve Meisel, dog. People are not gonna wanna take photos of you or bring you on or whatever for yourself. Like, and I'm like, nah, I get that, but I'm not trying to be Steven Meisel. I'm not trying to be these people. There are facets of their work and personality and image that I can take as inspiration and apply to what I want to be, and have a little more of like a mood board or inspo board or vision board of where I want to end up. But then I shape that in my own way. And this is such a good thing too, because, you know, all these people that told you, you know what, because you do photography, you can't sew, you know, because you do painting, you can't also go and like be an influencer, you know, because you do this or that or the third, you're limited and pigeon boxed in this one area. And that's something I struggled with a lot throughout my like early career, where I'm like, damn, the only way I'm gonna be respected as a photographer is if only the only thing I do is be a photographer. And that doesn't even make sense, like, because I've been in this for a while. I started young, and like, I'm a complex being. There's more to me than photography. There's more to me than fashion. There's more to me than art. There's much more than that. And I have many more interests. And like, why would I limit myself and stop learning and trying new things at a certain age just because I've done well in one lane of that? You know what I mean? And not to say that all these things can't merge together. Not to say that you can't so be successful or respected in one field. Why can a singer become an actor, but I can't because I'm a photographer? That doesn't even make sense, and trying different things in different mediums will make you a better photographer. So these things that people told you, oh, you can't do that because you have to do this, you have to choose only one type of photography and just do this one type of photography and then become great at it. Dude, I get it. But this is what I mean when I say that's oversaturated. We have enough of that. The seats are already taken. Now is the time, now it's a great time for you to build your own lane, your own path that doesn't exist. Pull up your own chair. When you start this business, it shouldn't be, oh, I'm worried, you know, there's no more space. How am I gonna get in here? No. It's about building your own spot. It's about building your own lane. And that doesn't mean having to invent a new style of photography or do something that's never been done, because guess what? Most things have been done one way or another, a time or another. Like, but what hasn't and what's unique and always will be is staying true to yourself. And being your work influences how that is. I feel like myself and my work are one together. It's a package. I and myself, my work is a part of it, but we go together. Like, I'm part of it, the work is part of me, and vice versa. You know what they say? To be number one, you gotta be odd. So you gotta be odd to win, twin. So take this, let it motivate you, let it inspire you. Don't let it defeat you. This is a great opportunity. Because you even when it comes to stuff with, like, you know, your work and all that, you want to be niche. You want people to know what you do and what you're known for. But you don't want to be too niche where if you show any interest in anything else, way to a different type of work, even different type of photography, people just, you lose everybody. You want to be able to create your own path so that people support you for you, really, at the end of the day as well. And they're open and excited to see you evolve and be a part of that journey, and you know, see what's next and what influences your work. And going back to the example I gave of when I started, I wanted to be like, I didn't have a clear path, but I knew I wanted to be, this respected photographer who's also like a cool guy himself, and you know, like people want to use him for certain projects, stuff like that, where he's also the face, stuff like that. Now, because I was able to kind of create that for myself and ever evolving, now I get opportunities that most photographers don't. I get paid partnerships with brands. I'm on contract with Samsonite. I get invited to a ton of events. I get dressed for red carpets. There's certain, there's like brand trips or stuff like that. They dress me for it and bring it to shoot it, but also be a part of it. All these things add up, and your brand ends up being yourself. The work is a part of it, but you're also a big part of it. And this couldn't happen if it wasn't something kind of catered and crafted for myself, when that wasn't really a position or a seat. That didn't really, the idea is that, and what I'm doing now is really a lane that you're gonna have to wait and see, but it's really gonna be a lane that has not been done. And I'm excited for that, because it's always about elevating. It's always about elevating and taking it to new limits and continue to scale and not getting complacent where you are. And part of the reason why I've taken off so much time from YouTube this year, but now I'm back, is because ever since I moved to LA, I've just been jam-packed, dude. Busy non-stop. And at the end of the day, I can't make videos talking about this stuff, whatever, if I'm not actually living and producing, creating this stuff, and valid in the field. And that's one thing about me. I might not be the biggest on YouTube, but I'm valid in the field. So at a certain point, it turns from the people who were laughing at it and saying, oh, that's cringy, a photographer uploading reels, a photographer uploading pictures of them in different outfits, trying different things, asking if you're even a photographer anymore, which doesn't even make sense, because like, my main thing is always photography, and it's clear. But it turns from that to those people asking how you did it, to those people asking you to give you tips, like, why are these brands partnering with you? How are you getting these things? Well, guess what, bub? Sit down and listen to the story. Take notes. The point is, at a certain point, it kind of was like that, and it did feel like that. When I started in 2018, all that, people really looked down on that stuff. Like, it wasn't really acceptable to be posting like stuff, like even yourself. I didn't post myself for such a long time because I didn't want to like mix my business and my work and myself. And Jelly agrees, I guess, with the commentary that now, because once you believe in yourself and you stay strong to that, and you see the vision when other people don't, because you got to see it, you got to believe it, and you got to know that you can find a way to do it, or at least be dedicated to finding that way. Now, like I said, they'd be asking how you did it. And now I have like a double income, because I get opportunities like that I said most people don't get, and it helps my social and my following, which in turn helps me get even more opportunities. This is a great time to be yourself. This is a great time to, be that weird person who does photography but also does sewing or knitting. I don't know, man, but don't let it deter you. Take this as a motivator and lock in, baby. It's 2025 going on 2026. You feel me? It ain't 1985 anymore where you're pigeonholed. And it's only up to you to decide if you're gonna let them pigeonhole you or not. Because that could have happened. That could have happened many times. Although I like pigeons, we ain't pigeons in here, dog. We ain't no pigeons right now. See y'all in the next episode.